hands on the sound, bump up the pressure, get down. Ready for your all of the girl them surround. Steady them bouncing again, leave it out. Them a run the town, them a turn it around. Bring it in the bass drop, hit the ground. Mash it up in the place and go down. Hands on the roger, hands on the sound. Backline people blazing around. Ready for your all of the girl them surround. Steady them bouncing again, leave it out. Them a run the town, them a turn it around. Bring it in the bass drop, hit the ground. Mash it up in the place and go down. Hands on the sound, bump up the pressure, get down. Ready for your all of the girl them surround. Steady them bouncing again, leave it out. Them a run the town, them a turn it around. Bring it in the bass drop, hit the ground. Mash it up in the place and go down. Hands on the rapture, hands on the sound. Backline people blazing around. Ready for your all of the girl them surround. Steady them bouncing again, leave it out. Them a run the town, them a turn it around. Bring it in the bass drop, hit the ground. Mash it up in the place and go down. Mash it up in the
All right, everybody, welcome to Nexus Commentaries. I am Zexorus. With me is my man, Balrog Fan. How are you doing tonight, buddy?
Oh, pretty good. I actually did something I hadn't done in a while, and I bought some loot boxes while we were waiting. Finally got my Brightwing announcer. Very happy.
Oh, nice. You didn't have to
Yeah.
buy it, you just landed into it?
Oh no. I wish. No, I spent $10 and bought some loot boxes, and then I had enough shards finally to craft it.
Nice. Even still, that's
Yeah.
that's really good. So tonight we've got two games for you. We might be a little late on the second game, depending on how things go. The teams have agreed to hold off on game one for as long as possible, but you'll want to stick around for that. You'll definitely want to stick around for the second game. But first off, we've got Which Way to the Core versus your Gul'dan Right.
Yeah, two teams that we both have casted before, so we've seen them. We've seen them play. Both very confident teams. They draft well, so it should be a treat to cast them again.
Yeah, absolutely. This should be, if I remember correctly, your Gul'dan Right was on the losing end the last game, but it was a very fun game to watch.
Yeah,
in
I
both
think
sets.
Which Way to the Core was also on the losing end.
I don't remember. It's been a couple weeks, but
Yeah.
that's okay. We'll get refreshed. I do recognize some of the names from the previous time. So
Yeah.
I remember Bad Fish.
Yeah, we've
Definitely.
definitely cast it for both of these teams. I just think in both games they lost, but they were very close. Very good matches.
So we're waiting to see what the map will be, and we're getting ready to get the lobby set up. I'm excited. I'm excited for this game because I like teams with silly names. I go out of my way to find which name is most dank.
It's true. If you want us to cast, just put some kind of pun or clever joke in your name, and Willie will grab your team right away.
Yeah, it's the quickest way to grab my attention.
Looks like we're going to be going to Tomb of the Spider Queen for our first map. Should be very exciting.
You know what? I appreciate that because it's not Infernal Shrines. So we're getting Tomb out of the way right now. I like that.
I think Tomb's one of those maps that is a good. It's a good way to set the pace that you want to play. It's a very kind of neutral in the middle map in the beginning, and you kind of get to feel each other out. I think it's a good map to start on. It doesn't focus heavy objectives right away, so
Yeah.
especially when two teams aren't familiar with each other.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a really good map to feel your opponent out on, and how good their mechanics are, and in terms of controlling that objective and other things like that, because it is important to keep that pressure on your opponent's side of the map so you have an easier time to turn in.
Yeah, definitely.
You definitely have a much harder time when your opponent is shoved into your face. So, and if your mechanics aren't up to snuff, you're going to have a bit harder time than your opponents. And macro is incredibly important on this map. Being able to rotate around and secure kills and everything like that. And it looks like your Gul'dan Right. I need to swap these names around real quick before we get into the game.
Alrighty.
It's so incredibly important to be, especially in the early game, to be able to clear those lanes quickly and apply pressure to the other team to be able to control that objective as effectively as you can.
Yeah, you want to draft a solid solo laner, obviously. Someone who can really hold the bottom lane and possibly even push it out. But the main priority for that character is gem collection and not losing those gems and making sure to soak the experience. So look for both teams to take a good bottom lane champion.
Yeah, absolutely. So it
looks like we're getting ready to go.
Yeah.
So we're going to switch it on over to the draft here. Should be interesting.
Should be a good game. We should have a good time here. Welcome to Tomb of the Spider Queen. So, bans. Let's talk bans. What are you looking, if you're both teams, what are you looking to ban out?
if you're the second team, you almost I accidentally muted myself. If you're the second team, you almost have to ban Malthael, I feel. He's very strong here. We're showing a Sylvanas hover right now on your Gul'dan right side, but yeah, Malthael is a very strong hero, and if you're the first team, you're hoping that he doesn't get banned because he's going to do work on this map.
Yeah, he will get a lot of work done because there's, especially post 10, where there's lots of tight spaces to fight in, and Death Shroud just gets, or not Death Shroud, his ultimate, Torment of Souls, gets so much value just by constantly hitting everyone for all that Reaper's Mark and letting Malthael just press Q over and over and over and stay topped off. So we see the Sylvanas ban, a solid ban, especially early on in Spider Waves. It's being able to shut down those forts is just so much value.
And just back to Malthael for a second, I really feel like that Team 2 has to ban, Which Way to the Core has to ban him, simply because one of his main potentials late game in that tight area is he can really decimate your chances at getting a boss. And you know how important the boss is in the late game of Tomb of the Spider Queen.
Very
You're in that small space, the tornado's flying around, he comes in and starts laying Reaper's Marks down on everybody who's a little hurt already. He can really make a team have a bad time.
Yeah, and
instead we see the Kalthus.
Okay, I mean, that's also a really solid balance map. Kalthus gets a lot of value in tight maps.
Well, I agree. I feel like if your Gul'dan right takes Malthael right here, then and uses him to the effects that we talked about, it's going to be pretty tough to counter.
On top of that, Malthael also shreds the Web Weavers very effectively because he does apply that Reaper's Mark to the Web Weavers, which just shreds their health. They're a high health target.
Yeah, no, for sure. He does a great job of that. And
same with bosses.
You gotta remember, like most maps, you really, really prioritize the characters who have global abilities, whether it be in the pick or the ban phase. You don't have to worry about that here in Tomb of the Spider Queen, so you can get a little creative, and characters who are already kind of powerful really jump in power.
And this is an interesting first pick out of your Gul'dan right. With the first pick, Johanna, they want that super tanky gem carrier on their team. We see Azul, everyone. His name is Zol now.
Zul and Uther on the side of Which Way to the Core, and Johanna, yes, on your Gul'dan right. Johanna is a safe pick. It doesn't reveal, and I think Which Way to the Core responded in kind. With Azul pick, he's a very common pick here. You know he's strong. Uther's arguably the strongest healer in the meta, so just very safe picks right now. There's nothing wrong with any of these picks.
Now the question is, do you see the Zul dual soak in the 4 bottom strat come out of Which Way to the Core here?
I think it's a possibility. I mean, obviously it's been done before to pretty good effect. The thing is, you have to have somebody else, to complement that. So it would depend on who they draft. It's definitely a strategy, but I'm trying to think of the other character needed for that, and I'm just drawing a blank. Anyways, picks coming up for you, Gul'dan right. See who they're locking in here in just a moment, and it looks like it's going to be Vala and Gul'dan.
Taking their namesake, guy. I appreciate it. And really, that's an awful lot of damage back in that Johanna. We see the Ariel ban. That's a really safe ban. You have 2 incredible batteries right there between Vala and Gul'dan, and you just get her off the table. You don't want her there.
Yeah, that was almost a no-brainer for Which Way to the Core. They locked it in so quickly, and I think it was the correct ban. You couldn't allow the other team to pair in Ariel with that pretty scary-looking lineup already.
And now, now, hear me out. As clowny as this seems, Morales could be a very valid healer in his comp so far. Because Johanna doesn't require a lot of healing. Vala, enough escape, doesn't require the most healing. Gul'dan requires a lot of healing.
Before Stukov, I would agree with you, but I think Stukov does what Morales tries to do a lot better. So Morales' place fits more on like bigger maps where you can utilize the medevac. That's just my personal opinion, though.
That's a fair point.
The gray main band on your Gul'dan right side, and then we see the Lunara and the Diablo come out. That is some pretty scary lockdown potential there for some with the damage over times, Diablo's body, Uther's stuns, Zul's roots, Lunara's hops. You're going to see a lot of damage come out on focused down targets.
This Diablo's going to get a lot of work in. This is a really good value pick out of Which Way to the Core right here.
Yeah, and Diablo's always good on these maps.
Definitely, he is always top notch on these maps.
Anytime you got plenty of walls and anything to shove people in, you can really see his strengths. So we're just waiting for you, Gul'dan, right, to figure out how they're going to approach this. I think right here they're going to need someone who can clean up a solo lane without having to worry to back or anything, in case that Zul is doing that for them. I would like to see someone like Zagara or Varian or Asmodan also works.
I love this comp. I don't know if it's going to work, but I love this comp. This is definitely going to be a blood stacking. Okay.
Wow, yeah. Follow up with the Chromie pick.
Awful lot of damage on the side of Which Way to the Core. That's frightening.
Yeah, and like I spoke to before, all that lockdown potential makes it real easy for Chromie to hit her targets. So I don't think we'll be seeing the strategy you talked about earlier. I expect Zul to just plant himself in the bottom lane and try to push off Asmodan while the other four rotate top and bottom.
I don't think Asmodan's going to stay planted. I think he's rotating. I think they're going to be stacking this Asmodan up because they've got Johanna, they've got Vala, and they've got Gul'dan. That's enough damage to clear a wave enough for Asmodan to get benefit from Globe's Taste for Blood.
Yeah, we could see some early farm from Asmodan. The cool thing about Asmodan, too, obviously, is he doesn't really have to do a rotation like a true hero. He can bomb almost from the other lane he's in while he's soaking.
That is very true. He can. So,
on this map, anyways.
Yeah. So let's introduce the teams.
On the left side, on Stukov, we have Shoopdog. On Johanna, we have Lorix. On Gul'dan, we have the Dude Abode. On Vala, we have Sabolicious. And on Asmodan, we have Watts MD.
And on the side of Which Way to the Core, we have the Badfish 2 on Uther, Erd on the Chromie, Karstark on the Diablo, Bane on the Lunara, and BMAC on the Zul going mid. Everyone else is going top, so this is a variation. Zul should probably try to play a little carefully in the mid here, lest he get blown up.
Yeah, and Asmodan looks like he's just going to be hanging out with his group, like you had mentioned, trying to get stacks and stuff, but he needs to also be very careful, because that Diablo's waiting for him to stick his head out too far.
However, he doesn't go Taste for Blood at 1. He takes Sieging Wrath instead.
Okay, so we'll probably just see him split pushing.
There we go.
Well, we got some action in top lane, just 4 strong pushing the against the wall. Looks like they're going to try and get some early damage in on these towers and push the advantage. As you know, top lane is a very important lane on this map.
Very much so. And we do see Zul rotating towards the bottom to clean that wave up on the bottom, using the Cursed Strikes to clear that little bit out right there. Now, Asmodan, if we can go to the top.
We got some action top. Yep, Vala's taking a lot of damage, and she's going to go down from the Chromie snipe.
Nice.
Sands of time.
Nice snipe from the Chromie, already probably taking the Bronze Talons. I see that she's holding on to it. Nice Dragon's Breath right there. And I forgot what I was going to say. Now, Asmodan with Sieging Wrath, which I like that talent. It gets the benefit of increased globe damage, but the Dude Abode, oh, nice heal from the Stukov right there, saves Gul'dan's life.
Just in time, too. Asmodan's going to have to back out or face the wrath of this 3-man gank squad that's tearing the lanes apart. Lunara's damage is just so oppressive.
I don't think she's going to get out of this. Or I don't think Asmo's... Yep, here comes the
Nope.
suplex. Oh, nice save by Johanna.
Yeah, they're going to turn it around there and get the Lunara, and enough damage is going on Uther as well. Uther's going to go down. He's going to throw the heals out while he's dead to get Diablo out of there. But that was a nice turnaround from you, Gul'dan Right.
Yeah, and during that fight, Asmodan did go down to the poison damage. His well was off cooldown, sadly. It would have saved his life. But Lorik's taking another ball of sand to the face, and Sabalicious needs to be careful. Getting breathed on by the angry little midget.
Well, you know, Vala, when she's got her puncturing arrow up, she's got to shoot it, because that is some real damage.
Oh yeah, and we do see that she is going to hungering arrow build, Monster Hunter and puncturing arrow at this point picked. So we'll probably see the refresh with Bolt at 7. So, and she's in a lot of trouble. Here comes the Fire Stomp, but it looked like the charge was on cooldown. BMAC turning 27 gems in. Nice.
Yeah, it looks like they just wanted to secure the gems and weren't too concerned with making sure they got the kill on Vala.
That's probably true. Nice corruption coming out of Gul'dan right there.
Johanna's working to keep these waves cleared, doing things that Johanna does all the time, which is being very hard to kill in the early game, and her ability to just constantly clear waves and stack gems is very valuable on this map. You can see her trying to get a turn in right now, which she successfully does, but Uther comes in and gets a nice stun on him.
Yeah. Johanna's got to be really careful right there. Her Iron Skin was just about to come off cooldown, and we know Diablo was ready with a Shadow Charge right there to bust her head.
Yep. They tried again there, but to not much effect. Johanna just doesn't go down very easy.
No.
Got a nice little skirmish going on between Zul and Vala on the bottom lane, though. Vala's getting a lot of mileage on this lane because of what Asmodan's been doing down here.
Yeah, absolutely. And we see Asmodan just sieging up with the laser. Gets rooted. Doesn't really care. I've got a laser
Yeah.
beam. Deal with it.
Just give me that tower experience. I'm not here to fight.
Yeah, I mean, your Gul'dan Right's playing this pretty well with the lane push, but we do see that Which Way to the Core is going to get the first Web Weaver phase of the game. Good job. Nice heads up seeing that Bottom was committed to a push and taking that opportunity to get a turn in it.
And right now, Vala's holding on to the bulk of their gems, so they're going to have to be careful there because Vala is very squishy.
I'm expecting a snipe onto the Asmodan here. Chromie getting froggy. Oh, just barely missed that damage. So
Looks like Asmodan is going to get to back.
Now this is going to be all that damage. That's a really big. Oh, the Web Weaver blast just misses Vala right there.
And that's what we were talking about in the draft. Which Way to the Core has so much lockdown potential.
With the snipe.
Just filthy. All the damage coming out. They're just trying desperately to fend back this Web Weaver, but everyone's taking so much damage anytime they get close to use their abilities.
With your Gul'dan, right? Gul'dan is probably in a lot of trouble, but Asmodan gets stunned up, slammed into the wall, and suplex. He goes down to the poison damage from Lunara. What a great heads-up play. They're going to get this core thanks to the poison damage from Lunara. She knows it's dead. She backs. She might be in trouble. Nope. Gets out of the range of the Condemn right there. And we see... right now, we're watching Stukov arm a bunch of creeps, and that's actually a really effective way to clear a wave. It's kind of slow,
definitely.
but...
It's one of the cool things about Stukov in these types of phases in the game. When you're next to a tower and there's a big wave, you can really help melt it down as a support, which is rare.
But we do see that your Gul'dan Right does have enough gems to turn in at this time. Let's see how they decide to play this. And
it's going to be tough because it's very scary prospect to go in these tight spaces with Diablo and Uther constantly rotating. They're just looking for people to stun and set up for Chromie.
And Lunara's getting so much value. Oh, this is a lot of trouble for Vala right here. She could be going down. Nope, the Scythe misses. Diablo comes in with the Shadow Charge, and Vala's like, yeah, whatever, I got Iron Skin. Ooh, some good damage.
Stupov just almost led Lunara to the escaping Vala. Could have been disastrous.
Now, Stukov definitely has to be careful here because if he overcommits to an arm, Chromie's just going to bomb him, like she's getting ready to do right now.
Yep.
Oh,
yeah, he got out of there in
Sabalicious.
time.
Sabalicious taking about 3/4 of his life right there with one Dragon Breath. We see ultimates come out. We've got Poison Nova, Divine Shield, Time Loop, Apocalypse, and Leaping Strike. I love Leaping Strike. It's so
Yeah.
good.
Especially with all this lockdown. You get somebody to stay in place for a second, you just start hopping over and watch it right here.
Oh,
Boom, she's gone.
Easy peasy.
Yeah, Lunara is quite strong, especially against comps that, or especially in comps that have a lot of lockdown and let her kind of do her thing in the back lines.
Yeah, Lunara is kind of low, though. She might be wanting to be a little more careful at the moment. It looks like she's going to tap the well, come back, ready to jump on some people's heads again.
Just this never-ending skirmish in mid. They're just trying to establish some sort of position, but which way to the core has the slight advantage right now?
I think someone's going to go for a ride here if they get any closer. This Gul'dan playing really risky with the Diablo right there beside him. Vala just running up here, hold this multi-shot.
They're just trying to put out as much harass damage as they can, daring Uther to keep up without taking too much damage on their own, and it seems to be working. Which way to the core is losing their positioning a little by little.
Yeah, just little by little, and they definitely have the superior push comp in my opinion. They have tons of wave clears, so they just need
Your Gul'dan right does manage to secure the turn-in, though.
Yeah, your Gul'dan right needs to win a couple team fights, and they could really just do a lot of work. Oh, so much damage coming out of the Chromie. The Zul throws out the Poison Nova, Divine Shield onto him. Lunara jumping around. That's a dead Gul'dan. Time Loop comes out, but
we get the
really.
dunk on Lunara, too, trying to escape.
Yeah, 1-for-1 trade. Not bad for your Gul'dan right, and the other lanes are pushing out, so this is pretty effective right now.
Yeah, it's a nice moment here for your Gul'dan, right? Because they're going to be able to push this out and definitely, well, they've already stabilized experience. Now every structure they pull from here on out only furthers their lead. So they're doing a good job, and it looks like they might rotate down to the bottom one now to help that one secure the push. That's probably the correct play when you only have 4.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that is the correct play. They're definitely going to get this fort. That's the smart play. We see the arrow out onto the keep. Lunara, not much she can do right here. She can try to throw some poison damage out, but really this keeps the goner. And we see your Gul'dan right. Your Gul'dan right back off wisely.
Yep. All they needed to do there with their first turn in was stabilize, which they successfully did. Now we've got ourselves a real close game here with both teams basically in the same position.
Yeah, I'm pretty impressed with how hard your Gul'dan right stabilized themselves, and we see red team with a turn in of their own. Sabalicious is absolutely dead right here. We see the Blessed Shield come out, and Gul'dan's just getting so much mileage right now. A nice Poison Nova from Zul kind of dissuades any further. Oh, a nice shove onto Diablo right there.
BMAC looking to get aggressive. He's moving in as Gul'dan or as Zulin and not taking very much damage because of his abilities. So he's proving to be a little bit of a thorn in the side of your Gul'dan right with his roots and his damage as well.
And Johanna's got to be incredibly careful here. She's almost out of mana. She'll have enough for maybe an Iron Skin and a Condemn, but now that's not even an option for her. If Diablo runs in,
look at the placement on that Stukov's lurking arm, though. It forced the retreat and made them go move to top, which was probably about the best thing you could hope for there when you're your Gul'dan right.
Ooh, Uther taking a lot of damage. The snipe misses from Chromie right there. BMAC taking a lot of damage. Once that well dead, Sabalicious throws out the disengaging strafe.
But you know what? That's probably about the best they could hope for there. I mean, they managed to clear the web weavers without taking any casualties and keeping the fort alive. So, well played by your Gul'dan right.
Yeah, and that's a bad sign for the Vala. Maybe no, nothing there for her. Chromie had thrown out a Dragon Breath right before that root landed.
Yep. And it looks like they're just going to be taking their own mercenary camp, try and counter push this mid a little bit. It's
It's
going to be a
smart
tall order for your Gul'dan right now, though.
Yeah, that keep is absolutely dead thanks to Lunara's poison damage. And that was a really smart back on which way to the core right there. They knew it
And
was dead, they didn't force it.
And while that was going on, Zul supplied a ton of skeletons to the top lane push, and this fort is taking a lot of damage from Creep Wave.
Ooh, that was a nice disengaging arm from Stukov right there. And Diablo has to tap, but yeah, that top took a lot of damage, but the wave naturally pushes back. Oh, that is a very, very, very dead Vala right there. Maybe?
Oh, no, Sabalicious gets away despite looking dead, and the vault comes online and just melts Lunara, and Uther follows right after her.
That was... the time trap saved his life.
Yeah, honestly.
Nice arm from Stukov. Pushes Diablo all the way in the back. He can't really be that effective anymore with that kind of angry Zerg in his face.
That is one of the first times I've seen a time trap backfire that badly.
Ooh, and it seems like they're going to position themselves to try to get this keep. And let's see, Johanna pops her Iron Skin, and we've got the zoning lurking arm coming out of Stukov.
Yeah, Shoopdog doing a very good job all game, making sure that the silences are in the right place so his team has some sort of advantage in this gank-heavy team against this gank-heavy team with all these stuns.
This is a very dead Stukov. He has got to die right here. He is somehow still alive. The strafe coming out, doing so much damage right now. Diablo with the shadow charge. He's gonna go not die just yet. I am speaking way too soon so much tonight.
If you want to live in the games on this channel, just be about to die. Willie will call your death, and then you will miraculously escape. It's happened 3 times in this match.
It has. And nice damage from the Chromie right here. Diablo in a lot of trouble. It's getting an awful lot of heals, but your Gul'dan is just playing this so smartly right now.
This really speaks to the strength of Johanna, too. I mean, she's just been in their faces this entire time as the solo tank and has just been a real bothersome presence for which way to the core to deal with. They haven't even been able to kill her yet.
Lunara taking a lot of damage right there. It's going to have to back to the well. That was awfully close. She was down to a couple hundred right there. One snipe from the Chromie, and that would have been it.
And it looks like they might lose one more tower up top from the web weavers, but that's going to be about it as which way to the core moves in to clear up the rest of that wave.
I like this from your Gul'dan right. They immediately go for the siege camp on bottom just to add some extra pressure.
Yeah, it's definitely a good time to take it while you know you don't have a lot of other things to do. Boss was way too risky there, as was invading their mercenary camp at that time. Vala getting very YOLO here, out by herself on its creep wave. I do not agree with that. And which way to the core smells blood? Look at them come in.
Yeah, this is going to be...
I know you've called a lot of early deaths, but this is a death.
Yep. Okay. Vala died, and she died very, very horribly. Sad.
Yeah. With Vala taking Seething Hatred instead of Frost Shot too as well, that's going to be a pretty tough for her team because you kind of would expect Frost Shot to be here with all those slows.
Apocalypse goes down, a whole bunch of damage going on to Asmodan. He's dead. Shoopdog's gonna die too from the Leaping Strike. Nice play out of which way to the core right there. We see the time trap come out, but Johanna pops her Iron Skin and says, "Your foul magic doesn't work on me, short person."
And looks like which way to the core is really going to push with this wave, and for good reason, because they got a big advantage with Vala getting picked. And oh man, look at all that damage she took.
Ooh, that is Poison Nova. No, it wasn't even the Poison Nova. Lunara almost dies. Has to get shielded right there. Good heads up from the Uther right there. Not let her die. And we're going to see them rotate to the top to push that top fort down.
Yep. And that was a very strong play by the Uther, ensuring that Lunara didn't didn't get take a death from the poison damage.
This Vala is just gung ho right now. She needs to be really careful. She can't stay healed up forever. And Johanna getting surrounded by 3 angry people. If Arm comes out, just taps them away. But it's enough to save the Johanna right there.
Once again, Johanna proving herself to be impossible to kill for Which Way to the Core. So we'll see if they continue to try and focus her out of these fights, because she's the only one really diving heavy besides Vala for some reason.
And Which Way to the Core does get some keep damage on that bottom keep. And we see past and future me picked up by the Chromie at 18. We're going to see maybe a fight over this boss. Johanna just taking an awful lot of damage, not just taking 1, but 2 sandblasts to the back every time she runs.
Yeah, and Chromie's damage is no joke at this phase of the game, even for Johanna. You have to be careful about getting hit by those skill shots.
The shove misses. Johanna forced to pop her Iron Skin right there. We see Blessed Shield only hit on 1. That's a big problem. BMAC in a lot of trouble right now. Gets the heal. The Strafe just doing so much damage. Apocalypse hits on 3. Nice work out of Which Way to the Core right there. And Lorix is gonna die. Johanna, their tank is now down.
Yeah, that was a lot of damage, and now Which Way to the Core can smell blood because they know they've got no one to peel for the rest of these squishy targets.
Lunara hungry for more. Once that Stukov Leaping Strike comes out, double Leaping Strike, he's gonna need something else. So we see the Bone Spear.
And he gets to the tap just in time, and he gets the... Yep, he's gonna end up surviving. Really good job by Stukov there.
Yeah.
Which Way to the Core is now going to boss.
Yeah, that's the smart play. They're up 2 heroes right now, and there's really no reason to take this. They're just going to shred this boss.
Yeah, there's a lot of damage coming out, obviously, from Lunara, but also Chromie, of course, is putting out a sick amount of damage at this point.
Yeah, Uther needed to be a little more careful right there, taking a little too much damage. We see Chromie just 84,000 damage in a 19-minute game.
Yeah, she'll do that. Really, really dwarfing everybody else's damage output. The only one who's even close is Gul'dan at 41,000.
Yeah, that's effectively double the damage of Gul'dan, and that's just disgusting.
Both teams just cleaning up what they can. Your Gul'dan right is moving to keep this Web Weaver off their keep, and Which Way to the Core has responded by going and grabbing their Bruiser camp.
Yeah, and they're cleaning up their own Bruiser camp at the moment, and we're going to probably see a really hard push come out of your Gul'dan right, and they need to be careful because they are full level down, and that means they're down Storm talents. And Zool taking the upgraded Poison Nova we see.
He's been getting a lot of mileage out of it. The team has really relied on that Poison Nova to shred through Vala and anybody else who's close enough, or Johanna, anybody else close enough. Anyways, nice APOC. He gets 3 there with Johanna, Vala, and Asmodan all eating the stun.
Shoot Dog in a lot of trouble. Is going to have to heal himself up right now. He'll probably activate Biokill Switch to get that extra healing as soon as it comes up. And you see it right there. He's back up to about half life. But Diablo kind of in a lot of trouble right now. Taking a bit of damage. Sabalicious eats 2 Sandblasts, loses half her health. And teams are going to go ahead and disengage at this point.
Yeah, your Gul'dan right just desperately trying to hang on and get that level 20 talent so they can get back in this, but I don't think Which Way to the Core is doing a good job of utilizing the lead they have right now. It feels like they should have gotten a little more done at this phase, and the boss basically went and did nothing for them, and that's kind of a disappointment.
Yeah, that is. You'd like to see them push this 20 advantage a little harder when they did. You maybe push with the boss instead, but you know, they're playing passive, and that may come back to haunt them because your Gul'dan right has a lot of push on their side right now. Uther going for the turn and doesn't get it. Johanna there to stop him. Ooh.
Stukov with kind of a bad arm there, trying to push somebody off to the side, but just whipped off his ultimate there. only on a 20-second cooldown. Not the worst thing in the world.
No, not at all. Luther, we see him burn that divine shield right there. I don't know if I agree with using it like that, but with redemption off cooldown. But we'll see how this pans out for him.
Yeah, in that situation, you might just want to take the death unless you're really planning on using redemption as part of your fighting strategy, which also is a very valid way to use Uther. Be very aggressive in the first phase of the fight, then back off and provide all the heals.
Now, the thing I missed at level 1 was Chromie did not take Time Walker Pursuit at once. She took Compounding Aether, and that may be part of the reason why she's just doing so much damage right now. You get that extra damage on the Sandblast.
Yeah, I mean, it's a big deal. She's been hitting her skill shots consistently, too.
It does look like your Gul'dan, right, or Which Way to the Core is gonna get this turn in. They do get it. When Gul'dan goes down, that's catastrophic. That's the last person you want to die right now. Big Poison Nova coming out. Vala goes down. Nice shove from Stukov, but it's not going to really amount to much. Too little, too late.
Yeah, we see the root go down on Johanna, and she's going to take a lot of damage, forcing her to pop her Iron Skin and survive. But Sheepdog's also taking a lot of damage. Johanna goes down, and Lunara putting all the damage she can on every target around her, and it's just devastating for your Gul'dan right to deal with.
Yeah, this could be GG right here. It's just Stukov versus the world at the moment, and the world is very, very angry he exists.
Yep, look for them to push out mid and possibly finish things off right here. It doesn't look good for your Gul'dan, right? I won't count them out 100% yet, but it's not looking good, Zex.
Oh, Diablo went for a ride just now. Could have been a bit better, but can't really argue. Oh, Sheepdog down to like 10 hit health. Oh my god.
Yes. He almost died there. Your Gul'dan's going to be up, and we're going to see Which Way to the Core just rotate up and take another keep here. So electing to not get aggressive, it looks like.
It's kind of a smart move right now because they could get an additional pick off. We see it, the root on Gul'dan. He gets kicked back to the draft screen. Good God, all that damage. Diablo going for another ride just now. I love watching that. I'm never going to get tired of that.
Yeah, it's not fun to be a big body now that Stukov's around.
No, definitely not. And we see Diablo dunking Johanna right there just now.
Sabalicious eating a huge Sandblast, and it looks like, oh man, Stukov almost went down there as well, getting hit by the Dragon's Breath.
I think... I want to say that Which Way to the Core need to press this. They can end this game, and I don't think your Gul'dan right can stop them.
Yeah, I agree. Uther has enough healing power. He has Redemption up. He has Divine Shield up. They should be going in right now. Instead, they're electing to back off and I guess get a catapult here. Or no, they're going to try and get another turn in.
They have enough. They do have enough. Everyone on their team would have to turn in, and that's pretty smart, actually. It's the safe and effective way to end this game. And they could have went boss, but they decided to push all 3 lanes simultaneously.
Yeah, when you're just looking for the win, this was definitely the correct call, especially with the way their minion wave is set up. They're probably going to get two favorable spawns almost right on the core, so...
Johanna going in. Diablo, once again, taken for a ride. He's just targeting that Diablo non-stop.
And that's very smart. You don't want Diablo on your back line. Best to push him out of the fight and then deal with the rest of the squishy targets.
The problem is right now, there's 2 catapults already in the core, and that blue buzz, that web weaver is already on the core. There's nothing to stop it.
Yeah, they're going back to respond, and it looks like they will be in time and won't take too much core damage, but they did lose about 15% there on their core.
And I don't really agree with the idea
or 20.
To back from Which Way to the Core.
Which Way to the Core is playing very passive right now with a 2-level lead when the other team has no keeps up. I don't really get it. If you couldn't do it with 3 web weavers, I don't know why you think you can do it with mercenary camps. It seems like you're kind of setting yourself up for for bad things to happen to you when you play this passively.
Yeah, it's allowing your opponent to gain some ground back because they're going to have more creeps, which means they're going to have more experience. And we do see an invade coming in from the Diablo. Gets spotted out by the Johanna just now, and Shoopdog is in a world of hurt right now. He's going to go down. Lorik's also going to die. Johanna's
What an
indestructible.
Armageddon!
That was fantastic. They still get the camp. Shoopdog's still somehow alive.
We had no deaths in that match. Okay, spoke too soon. Johanna and Gul'dan immediately deleted by the Lunara.
Yeah, and
it looks like Gul'dan's going to catch Asmodan.
And this is going to be game. Shoopdog is the only one left. Diablo's going to go run, grab him, take him to Suplex City here in just a minute. Nope, maybe not. Oh, the slow comes out.
There he goes. I was going to say, that is one slippery Stukov for a character who has 0 escapes.
Yeah, Blizzard, let's give us a Brock Lesnar skin, please.
Oh, yeah.
For Diablo? Yeah.
Eat, sleep.
Suplex.
Yeah.
So that is game 1. Going to which way
to the core?
Yes. Good stuff to them. So
yeah, I didn't necessarily agree with their strategy late game, but you can't argue with the results.
Nope. A win's a win. It always looks good on paper. So
you're not wrong.
We'll have game 2 up here very, very shortly.
We're going to figure out what map we're going to next, and then we'll be able to tell you guys. Just waiting for the other teams to set up here. So, what do you think your Gul'dan right has to do to get back in this game? Obviously, they didn't look like they were being outclassed at any point. So,
no,
it's not one of those things where they got rolled in the first match.
They needed to draft into something that could have countered Zool more easily. Zool, I mean, Chromie was the problem, but Zool was the setup.
Yeah. Yeah, Zool did a lot of work with his ghostly prisons there, so you may not want to let him get through if, well, I mean, he primarily only really excels on Tomb of the Spider Queen, though. And Braxis Holdout.
It's true.
So you might not have to worry about seeing Zool again, but they definitely need to draft against the other team's comp a little better. And I think Savalicious needs to play with a little more patience. He was being very aggressive with a lot of his plays, and when you're on Valley, you got to be careful of that. It wasn't working.
No, it really wasn't turning out the best for him.
The game really turned against him when he got picked when he was by himself for no reason on bottom lane, and then your Gul'dan right immediately lost a big team fight. So Towers.
All
it
right.
looks like we're gonna go to Towers of Doom.
Hey, you wanted Towers of Doom. There you go.
I've been really interested in trying to cast Towers of Doom. I'm new to this casting thing. For anybody joining us, I'm learning on the fly here, having fun doing it. But yeah, I always thought this was a different kind of map to cast, so I thought it'd be cool when we got a chance to do it. And that day is right now.
All right. I'm excited. I love it.
Yeah.
I will admit, I'm kind of hoping for a quick game because we've got the Sky 5 versus Golden Mishes coming up in our next game, and I'd like to get potentially all 3 games in, but, you know, beggars can't be choosers.
Yeah, definitely. You know, we will finish out this series like we signed up to do, and then we'll do what we can for the second teams.
I see. And you know what? I think Sabalicious isn't... Oh, what's the word I'm looking for? He might be a stand-in, because I say I say this. He's not coordinated.
Yeah,
or
he
maybe
doesn't
he's
have
the rebel.
Rebel without a cause.
It's possible.
But yeah, I mean, now that but then again, Shoopdog doesn't have the correct Gul'dan portrait either. He has the Hearthstone Gul'dan portrait.
It's still
not true synergy there either. But there's almost no synergy on which way to the core side.
Well, it's because they're trying to figure out which way is you got to go to the core.
Oh, that's fair.
All right, we are in Towers of Doom into the draft.
Obviously, common bans here are Dahaka. Dahaka And Dahaka.
Yeah, Dahaka.
Look for Team 2 to ban Dahaka. But then again, I swore up and down we'd see Malthael or a Malthael ban, and none of that happened last game. So what do I know?
It's okay. We'll forgive you this time. But we'll probably see a global ban out here. Maybe a Falstead, maybe a Dahaka.
Yeah, when you're in the position of which way to the core when you're banning first, you have to decide if you want one of those characters, then don't ban them.
They really just don't like Kael'thas.
Yeah, it's kind of like us when we were playing in Chair League, and we had a couple bad games against Diablo and banned them out first a few times in a row.
Yeah, I remember that. That was good times. That was back during the 45-second Phoenix days.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
respect ban. That's just a straight up respect ban. There's no way around that. That Chromie did so much work last game.
Yeah, let's see if which way to the core gets cheeky and steals the Gul'dan from him. You know your Gul'dan right's looking to pick him, so.
And he would be
Maybe.
quite effective here.
Yeah, and obviously the Chromie player, I forget who was on Chromie last game, but they had no problem hitting their skill shots, so. We see the Zul pick up.
I don't disagree with that pick. It's a great way to apply pressure to other lanes when towers are up and you're in a spot that you can sacrifice a tower or two.
Yeah. Yep. And I misspoke earlier because this is also a map he does do pretty well at.
Yeah.
Just because he really only has to concern himself with taking out a fort.
You know what I would really love to see on this map? A protect the hammer comp.
Yeah, that would be interesting. We get Stukov and we get Stitches, both very strong heroes right now, and they're going to be looking for those hooks. Long-range hooks are very effective here. You can interrupt people who think they're about to get a channel off, and all of a sudden they're in the middle of a team fight getting ganged up on.
Yeah, and especially post-16 where Stitch's hook suddenly becomes twice your monitor range, and you think you're safe in a safe spot, and all of a sudden you're behind a keep getting drilled. Yeah, not fun.
Yeah, that definitely the reach on that hook definitely feels oppressive post 16.
Stitches forces you to play the game a completely different way because when you see that hook come out, you always panic.
Right now, we're not seeing any variation on the side of which way to the core, and who can blame them? That comp worked very well for them, and there's no reason it couldn't work on this map. Obviously, they won't have the Chromie, but Zul, Uther, and Lunar was their same open last time.
Yeah, well, what would you replace with the Chromie?
I would have tried to take the Gul'dan or someone else who has very impressive range. You want people who can poke and harass. Tassadar is very good here. If you want to make him go full assassin, you could get away with running a Tassadar here, especially pairing it with Lunar and Diablo.
Yeah, and we do see the Diablo ban come out. They don't want any part of that this time around.
Oh, yes.
Very smart ban, because once again, Diablo just thrives around the towers.
Yeah, and to be fair, I mean, which way to the core kind of telegraphed their draft so far. So we see a Gul'dan ban on the other side. Also, another target ban. Both teams respecting each other's strong players on the other side. Maybe they got some inside knowledge on your Gul'dan, right? One of their players is an extremely good Kel'Thas as well, and that's why we've been seeing that snap Kel'Thas ban.
Yeah, definitely. So we're looking at what? So you're Gul'dan, right? What do you want to take?
Well, right now I've got Stitches and Stukov, so I know I have the potential to pull people in and then disrupt their movement with a silence. So right now I want somebody who can really jump on somebody and blow them up. In that mind, I'd take Greymane. Malfurion pairs awesome with Stitches. Obviously, you slap that root down right in front of where he's going to be hooked, and there's the Greymane. Am I clairvoyant or what?
I feel like you are tonight. It's refreshing.
Yeah.
I don't have to think so much.
As opposed to the times when I'm not clairvoyant.
So, all right. So, we're looking for a big body on the side of which way to the core. And then we're looking for some kind of extra bit of damage. There we go, Johanna Jaina. That's actually a really sick combo. I like it.
Yeah, no, they pair great together. Pulling people into that blizzard is always a lot of damage, and making things easy for Jaina, it can really pile up. I don't know what kind of build they're going to play her as. I personally like the one with all the frostbolts, and you get the quick frostbolt resets on your chilled targets, and that's very nice because you can put out a lot of damage, especially if the other team clumps up. We see Falstad on your Gul'dan right, by the way.
And there's our global presence. Gust, incredibly strong. Great disengage. Great dispositioning tool for the side of your Gul'dan right. And we'll see how this turns out for him as we are getting ready to go into the game on Towers of Doom.
Hey, remember earlier when we talked about how Gul'dan was first pick, first ban material here? Or not Gul'dan, I'm sorry. Dahaka?
Yeah.
Didn't even see the draft.
Yeah, no, that's kind of weird.
Getting in the mind of people. I mean, some teams just don't have strategies for certain meta heroes. It happens. We're in chair league. We're with people who play this game casually and for fun, and are looking for a little extra structured competitive action here. So, not every team's going to have the best Dahaka NA like Xerxes, I guess.
I do have the best Dahaka NA.
Anyways, getting into it, on the team of your Gul'dan right, we have Watts MD on Falstad, Lorex on Malfurion, the Dude Abode on Greymane, Shoot Dog on Stukov again, and Sabalicious on Stitches.
And on the side of Which Way to the Core, we have Bane on the Lunara, Karstark on the Johanna, it looks like, Erd on the Greymane, the Badfish repeating his efforts on the Uther, and it looks like we're probably going to need to pause.
Yeah, Erd, who's playing Jaina, has left the game, so we will take a short break and try to figure out what's going on here.
Cut it over to us real quick. So I like the draft coming out of your Gul'dan right. I think they have a potentially really strong way to control the shrines between everything, and they can blow somebody up very quickly. So
yeah, you're not wrong. They're going to be looking to catch that Lunara with the hook, I would imagine, because Lunara probably represents the most trouble on the other side. Oh, looks like we're ready, so we're going to unpause right now.
Are we? Are you sure? There we go.
Yep, and there it goes. So, yeah, they're going to have to really watch out for Lunara, though, because she represents a lot of problems with her poison damage, as we saw in the last game. Her ability to really just sort of stick around and make the enemy team just suffer the longer the engage goes on is always a problem.
Ooh, that's a lot of damage going down onto Stukov right there. Ends up getting the heal from Mouth. And that's the thing. I think right now that your Gul'dan right is just going to out-sustain Which Way to the Core.
Yeah, the double healer comp against the Lunara is was also probably intentional, just to be able to make sure that poison damage isn't finishing people off.
Definitely. And it's really a smart play in the draft. We see Zul going in on the Falstead right there. Eats a Scythe for sticking around too long. Johanna going really low right there. Has to pop the Iron Skin. Kind of dicey.
Yeah, we're seeing that hook and root combo between Malfurion and Stitches, and just that alone, just those two together, it can be a lot of damage.
We do see Malfurion going the Moonfire build. He's going to eat a root right now, but nothing really to follow up on it.
If anybody watches the show, you know how hype Willie is for Moonfire build. It's one of his favorite builds, and yeah. To see it in Chair League, I didn't expect that this game, that's for sure.
So he's at 21 stacks of Moonburn right now, and it just gives him so much wave clear.
Yeah, we'll have to look to keep an eye on that, see when he completes the quest. But right now, it looks like Which Way to the Core is trying to invade this first Shrine Temple turn-in.
Yeah, a whole bunch of damage. Stitches eats a well-met out of the Uther right there, and Stitches misses the hook, and they decide that they're going to disengage from this. Johanna not really able to delay it any longer. And we see Falstead flying to the bottom now. Lunara waiting for the Greymane. Greymane probably going to go in on her. This is a really dangerous situation for Lunara, and she goes down. The safe call here would be to... Ooh! Johanna eating the hook in the back.
Yeah, and right there, Lunara just got too greedy. She doesn't have the escape tools that really... She is a very mobile character, but at the same time, once she's caught in a stationary position, she's usually dead, and probably shouldn't have walked into a Stitches.
But we see Zool just pushing top happily. Huge creep wave behind him. Falstad going to come in and hold this this bone prison from him. But the more important thing is he's going to be able to soak all that experience up.
Yeah, very helpful for sure. The structure's taking a lot of damage, but they are going to survive the assault from Zool and his skeletons.
Ooh,
Zool getting the rook on Stitches.
A lot of trouble in Stitches right there. Nice frostbolt from Jaina to follow up. Jaina's still holding that level 4 talent and ends up going for the frost armor.
Yeah, that's a very strong pick when you want to play safe, especially again when you look at Greymane and his ability to do a lot of damage post 10 with the jump-ins after the curse bullet.
We see both teams just doing the natural thing and taking both camps at this time. Smart time to take the camps.
Yep, you're Gul'dan right with a slight advantage right now, obviously getting 2 out of the 3 bell towers in the first phase. And now we've got the 1 spawn bell tower down in the mid-map over by the graveyard. Very exciting times. Let's see what happens in 22 seconds.
Yeah, this should be rather interesting.
Both teams just playing safe, trying to get the experience, soak for one another, or soak lanes, and make sure that neither team has too much of an edge. Right now, Which Way to the Core slightly behind, hoping to get that 7th before this bell tower fight, but it looks like that's going to happen for them. So good news for Which Way to the Core.
Yeah, there's no way that they... Oh, Uther gets hooked to Badfish in a bad spot right now. He's taking
the
a
dude
lot of
abode
damage.
taking a lot of damage as well. Greymane is forced to retreat along with Uther. And BMAC up there also taking a lot of damage, sticking his neck out, trying to create something for his team with those jails.
Now, you know that
What a
Uther
hook.
is... Yeah, that was a great hook. You know that Uther is just going... cooldowns.
Yes. I've been there before. When you're Uther, your team needs to be able to back off in certain phases of the fight and make sure that you're given a chance to heal. And right now, Lorax is channeling, and he gets hit by the Frostbolt and interrupted at the last second. I thought he was going to get it off there.
BMAC is pretty much dead at this point. The Badfish not really responding. Oh, what a last-second stun and heal out of him to save BMAC's life.
Yeah, you know that stat clutch heal? Uther just got one of those for sure.
Right. The dude abode taking an awful lot of damage is going to have to back. Falstad almost gets the channel off Karstark, tapping the Iron Skin, but Greymane is in his face.
And you know, I think you called it here. These sustained fights, they just can't outlast your Gul'dan right. They've got so much healing constantly. Their team is fully topped off. Meanwhile, Which Way to the Core just struggling to stay alive because of all the sustained damage they've taken.
Yeah, now we'll definitely see a change once level 10 comes around. Oh, BMAC going in for a kill right now. That's an awful lot of damage. That was an easy kill coming out of Zool right there with the Jaina assist. That was good heads-up play right there. And we see the aggressive invade come out of your Gul'dan right, taking that camp. Hooks Lunara.
What a hook.
The root's just a little too slow to follow up on that. If that root landed, she was dead with her 2 stupid rib cages.
Well, Uther did have Guardian of the Ancient King, so she might have been able to survive if the heal was in on time.
That is true.
But right now, that was perfect. Getting that Greymane kill a little bit earlier really, really stabilized things for Which Way to the Core. It gives them a chance to get back in this and do what they're trying to do, which is get these towers down in the lanes and start trying to create an advantage on the bell tower. So when 10s roll around that, they're ready to roll.
Definitely. And the thing that's surprising me right now is that Which Way to the Core does have a slight level advantage. Like it's minor, but sometimes that's enough
Well, yeah, and then to
Lunara in so much
to
trouble.
credit
Greymane.
Gul'dan.
Oh,
Oh,
Lunara just gets ripped to shreds right there, and at a really bad time too.
yeah, they really needed her up for this, and it looks like these mercs are just going to walk through and bomb up these walls, and that's going to wipe out that slight lead which way did the core had.
Ooh, Hook barely misses on BMAC right there. Stitch is trying to thread that needle just now.
Yeah, looking to pick off the squishy targets is definitely the play. You feel like you kind of pull a dud when Johanna comes back on the other end of that.
And we see a nice play by Stukov right there to just stuff any attempt. And your Gul'dan right is just playing this so well right now.
Yeah, Falstad went ahead and channeled the bell tower. What a
But-
gust right there. He throws them into Stitch's poison, and they're slow, and they're trying to get away. Falstad's going to take a lot of damage, but that gust secured a 3v1 trade, and Lunara and Uther are going to have to back out of this.
I'm expecting a nice hook to come out. Greymane gets the kill. Lunara just had no escape. This hook would have landed if Greymane hadn't killed her.
If I said it once, I've said it a million times. You cannot hook a corpse, Xerus.
I wish you could.
Yeah. It would be fun. Pull him
out.
out of mid ragdoll animation and then slam him on the other side.
Yeah, it would definitely add a new level of BM to the game, and I always approve of more BMing in the game.
Yeah. Yeah, sprays were the greatest addition ever for you.
It was. I love
Anyways, we got Greymane looking to clear out this mid lane before it does much more damage. They did manage to get the tower with the minions, and he's going to rotate top and try to get there in time to save that tower, and he'll save one of them, but the other one goes down from minions as well.
it. Yeah, but we see it was a nice gust out of Falstad just now to disengage for his teammate. Was in a lot of trouble.
Yeah, that really saved things, especially with the Frost Nova being thrown out in front there. That could have led to disaster. Instead, Jaina was just forced to hold a large cooldown on a failed Frost Nova.
Yeah, Shoot Dog tried to get a good arm onto BMAC, but
I apologize, Ring of Frost.
only pushed him just a little bit. But thankfully, arm is on a 20-second cooldown.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
what a hook onto Uther, and followed up with the Twilight Dream. Lunara going in, currently unstoppable.
She's
but-
trying to burn down one of the healers, but just couldn't get the job done on Malfurion. But meanwhile, we have Falstad and Greymane both getting wiped out by the Lunara, doing a lot of damage.
Yeah, BMAC just going in right now. Nice Poison Nova right there for that extra damage, and I don't think... Yeah, they can't stand against this. They've got to back off. Uther's going to secure that tower. And this is what I was talking about. This team is coming into its own right now.
Yeah, and they've also got a much better advantage in all the lanes. They have towers down, and almost all the towers down in every lane, ready to go and start taking out these forts so they can have a clear advantage on this bell tower. And that's how you come back in Towers of Doom.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, this could be the start of a nice comeback on the side of which way to the core, but we'll have to see how this plays out. We see them immediately grab their bottom sapper camp.
Yeah, which way did the core showed it in the last game too? They don't mind going down a little bit early because they play very patiently, and they managed to work themselves back into this game a bit. It's still 20-32, but like you said, you can definitely see the power spike post 10 and now 13s. As both teams select their 13 talents.
We are going to see unfair advantage out of that Lunara storm front, out of the Jaina. I really like that talent coming out of her.
Yeah, having more range on your Blizzard definitely gives you a lot of leeway as far as your positioning. You don't have to get so close and stick your neck out to risk those really good Blizzard placements.
Now, if I were which way to the core, I would immediately just press B, because they're going to take that top fort.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to try to counter it by equalizing, but...
They're going to flank. This is going to be a huge team fight coming up. We see Johanna, we see BMAC hit the Falstad. Shield comes out. And
But
Zulf goes for a ride, but gets his Poison Nova off. Oh my god, Lunar is just going absolutely ham right now.
taking
Blaming-
advantage of that Ring of Frost that caught all 3 of those deaths in one Ring of Frost. Lunar was cleaning up right as soon as that hit.
And this is catastrophic for Which Way to the Core, because now if I were Which Way to the Core, I would take that top keep right now.
Yeah. It looks like they're already up 1 keep, though, and they're just going to be happy to try and put themselves back into this game. As we said, they're not a very risky team. They don't like to take a lot of risk. They definitely seem to like taking the play that's right in front of them. This does open them up to be able to rotate in on boss, but I don't think they're going to do that either. They're just going to take some sapper camps and try to keep this advantage pushed out.
Ooh, Falstead playing really risky. That was ambitious. I'll say that. And now he's in trouble. He's taking tower shots. B-Man coming in. He gets the gust out, and really that's a victory too right there. Oh, Blessed Shield comes out from the Johanna. She's going in for the condemn. Lorax taking a whole lot of damage. He's going to go down. Shoot Dog hits, tries to save his life, and dies as well.
Wow. Your Gul'dan right is really playing on their back feet right now. They don't know what to do, and this is how you win Towers of Doom. You keep a lane pushed out. You escort these minions in. You create pressure so they can't respond, and by the time when it's time for the bell towers, you're worried about getting your fort back.
Yeah, absolutely. Sorry, I'm talking. Go ahead and
No,
keep
you're
talking.
fine. We've got a 20-17 lead now in favor of Which Way to the Core after that very excellent cleanup phase. And they're going to move over to boss, and why not? They know that your Gul'dan right is bottom, having to respond and take this fort, and they're going to take the free 4 shots that the boss provides, melting it down very quickly here.
Yeah, Which Way to the Core is definitely playing this perfectly right now. They didn't mind giving up that bottom fort because they got 4 more shots, and that puts them up even farther right now. And they're going to take these top sappers as well. They're just being hyper aggressive right now, which is what this team comp is allowing them to do.
And this is the benefit of having someone like Gul'dan in your party early. He really opened up for this kind of strategy and made it accessible by making sure that none of the walls or towers were even up by the time we moved to this phase of the game, making it very easy to escort sappers like that directly into buildings.
Yeah, and we're going to see, once again, 2 towers up at the top.
Yeah, and once again, it looks like Which Way to the Core is electing to play it safe. They're just going to take the one that's right by them, make sure they keep their lead here, and I think it's the correct play right here. You don't want to invade and end up giving up 2 and give your lead away right away.
Yeah, for sure. Really, this is... Like your Gul'dan right has to do this. They have to get aggressive. They have to try to stop these tower shots, because if they trade evenly at this point, they lose.
Yeah, and the problem is Stitches there blew his he blew his putrid bile, and he wasn't able to really get any kind of advantage out of that. And those are the situations you want to fight in. You want to make sure the other team has to fight inside of your ultimates.
This
like
is
that.
super risky right now. Nice stun coming out. Ring of Frost from the Jaina, followed up by the Poison Nova, and 3 are just instantly dead.
Yeah, this is the problem with allowing the other team to have good healers with a lot of lockdown potential. When Uther comes into every team fight, he's able to stun somebody and really create a situation. And these Ring of Frost have been on point thus far from the Jaina.
They do have a problem in the bottom lane, though. There's a big old creep wave just pushing its way in, and it looks like BMAC is going to come in on that Zul and just clean it up, and with just a few swipes of his scythe and just take care of it.
Yeah. Yeah, Stukov has a giant arm.
So, is this a... so if you're Gul'dan right, is it panic mode yet?
I mean, you're definitely playing on your back feet, as we've seen right now. It's one of those things where you just got to keep continuing your game plan and execute. 3 towers are coming up soon again, I believe. Is that the next one?
There are no more 3 towers. Phase 1 and 5 are the 3 tower shots.
We're already past that. Okay, my mistake. But you know that at some point you're going to have to win one of these engages for these fights, and the way you do that is by hitting that hook with and killing somebody. But they haven't been able to execute it really.
Yeah, we do see Stitches has gone that full, just straight up full slam build.
Yeah, it's very strong right now.
It's an incredible build. You've never played Stitches, try it. It's almost easy mode with them.
Yeah, all that damage and survivability definitely feels good on Stitches. It's why he's one of the top tier tanks in the meta right now. Everybody posturing, looking to set up.
Oh, and the
Which way to the core has to be careful here because and he whiffs the hook. That's very, very detrimental. They were looking to hit a good hook and get a root off and put a silence on, but none of that happens.
Oh, Sheepdog with the smart play leaps the instant he hears the arm come out, so she's unstoppable. The arm did nothing.
Yeah, and that cost Stukov his life. And then we see a Ring of Frost go down, and it's going to root Stitches, but that's about it.
Johanna with the blind just now. Stitches getting in her face saying Stitches wants to play. Oh, Johanna goes down. BMAC in a lot of trouble. It does take one down with him, but really, who is winning this? Oh, Uther
we're
with
seeing
the
it too.
stun.
Yeah, and Uther's also going to go down. Oh, no, he gets out with his Divine Shield here. We see Jaina trying to poke and harass with her Frostbolts the best she can, but she just can't and she does kill Greymane.
I knew that was going to happen. I was like, don't chase that. Don't chase that. She'll turn around and Frostbolt you. And
but
she did.
The good thing for your Gul'dan, right, is they did take a bell tower off the table. Now, it only did 2 damage, but that's better than the other team getting it.
Yeah, Sabalicious coming in to clean that creep wave up. Stukov coming in with the extra heals. Coming in with that giant arm, slapping the tower down.
Yeah, this has been very well played so far by your Gul'dan, right? They're doing everything they can to get back into this game, and they're executing it despite being down a full level still.
Yeah, and this next shrine phase is going to be incredibly dangerous for your Gul'dan, right? Because they're down Storm Towns. They've got to soak 20 here very, very quickly and hope that like nothing goes wrong, nobody gets picked. And they seem to be pretty safe as we see Lunara in the top lane pushing back a creep wave, but Boss is up. And they're immediately going for it. Everybody showed bottom from your Gul'dan, right? And this is like the correct play. I love this.
Yeah, it was a very smart and fast response, and it puts you in a position where now all you need to do is take 1 or 2 more bell towers, depending on your fort situation, and close this game out.
They're going for the sappers, so they're wanting that one. They want that 1 bell tower win, but.
Well, yes, this one will currently do 4 damage if they get this. They'd have to take another tower if they want 1 bell tower channel to win the game for them.
They've got sappers coming in.
They've
got sappers coming in. Lunara's got to do so much damage right here. There goes 1 shot. They need just 1.
Just 1 bell tower now, and the gust coming out, forcing them back. Stitch is looking to go fishing, but whiffs, and then Johanna hits a. And the Ring of.
A Ring of Frost?
Yeah, Ring of Frost.
And somehow Lunara survived all that, and Falstead dies.
The power of Lunara's poison, man. Now all they need to do is back off and take 1 of these bell towers. They're frantically scrambling.
Yeah, Johanna coming in with the body block, trying to stop Stitches. It's going to work. This arm comes out. Jaina gets hooked by Stitches. A great hook. Sabalicious just...
Uther gets the channel off. It's GG.
No, he didn't.
No, he didn't. Oh, he didn't. Oh, I'm sorry.
Zool just going nuts right now. And now it's going to be GG. Now it's going to be GG.
The premature GG. I apologize. What a set played by Which Way to the Core. Your Gul'dan right was no slouches, and they did everything they could to keep pace with them in both games, but Which Way to the Core just slightly edging them out.
Yeah, that was a really, really, really strong game out of your Gul'dan right in a sadly losing effort. They were really fun to watch. They're just a fun team. Like, I'd love to. I want to cast a game where they win.
Yeah. We saw some cool gust action out of the Falstad. Their Stitches play was executed pretty well. A couple of hooks late didn't go through, so that was kind of a bummer to see. But Which Way to the Core just really executing their game plan. They know they wanted Uther, and they know they wanted Zool, and every time they made that work for them.
Yeah, definitely. So it does look like we're going to be waiting for a little bit. Let me check if they've started between Sky 5 and Golden Misha's.
Okay.
And then we'll let you know about how long the delay will be.
Yeah, it's possible that we missed game one. The series went a little longer than we expected because both games were kind of both like 20. Well, the last game was 21 minutes, and I believe, Tomb of the Spider Queen went to 27 or 28 minutes?
Yeah, about. It was a long game one.
We'll figure out what's going on here. But once again, congratulations to Which Way to the Core. They played very well.
Yeah, absolutely. And it looks like they were just in draft and they can leave so they can get us in for the casters. So we've got Sky 5 versus Golden Misha's coming up next. So give us just a minute. We'll be right back, everyone.